Okay, so we have our original functions here, our QD. Okay, this is for our demand function, right? I'm going to say 50 minus PB. All right, PB is the price the buyers are paying. Okay, it represents the price the buyers are paying. Okay, then we have QS, okay, equals negative 10 plus 4 PS. So PS, this is the money that the suppliers are receiving. Okay, so basically PS, right, the money that the suppliers are receiving, okay, I'm going to say we'll take the price the people are paying and we're going to subtract it from the tax. Okay, so the money that the suppliers are receiving, we're deducting tax from it. Okay, so our tax in this case is 5 kwacha, so PS is going to be PB minus 5. PB minus 5. So we're going to now substitute this equation we have here for PS. All right, we're going to replace this PS with PB minus 5. Okay, so our new supply function is going to become negative 10 plus 4. All right, then we substitute the PS with PB minus 5. All right, so now we can expand this expression here. Okay, let me just erase this. So we're going to get our new QS is going to be negative 10 plus, so we're going to say 4 times PB, that's 4PB, four times negative 5, that's negative 20, right? Negative 10 minus 20, we get negative 30. Plus 4PB. Okay, so this is our new supply function. This is our new QS. All right, this is our new QS. So we're now going to go back to the same process we did when we were calculating for the equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. We're going to equate QD and QS. Right, so let me just make space here. Right, so step 1, we're equating QS and QD. So we're going to say 50 minus PB, which is our demand function, equals negative 30 plus for PB. Okay, so that's step one. We've equated the functions. Step two, we calculate the price, right? Calculate the price which buyers are paying because we're looking for the value of PB. PB represents the what the consumers are paying. So we're going to put like terms together. So this negative 30 will cross over the equal sign, and this negative PB will also cross over the equal sign. So we're going to have 50 plus 30 equals 4 PB plus, all right, because it was negative PB on this side, but it's now going to change to positive PB. So 50 plus 30, that gives us 80, right? 4 PB plus PB, you get 5 PB, right? So now to get the value of PB, we're going to divide both sides by 5. So the price that the consumers are paying, which is PB, going to equal to 8 divided by 5, that is 16. So PB, that is 16, right? So initially, before the tax was added, right, the consumers were paying 12 kwacha and the suppliers also receiving 12 kwacha. Now the consumers are now paying 16 kwacha. Okay. Consumers are now paying 16 kwacha. All right. Now let's find the value of how much the suppliers are receiving. All right. Remember, PS equals PB minus T. Right? We had that equation earlier, and our T, which represents tax, is 5. So we're going to say PS is going to equal to 16 minus 5, okay? And that gives us 11 kwacha, right? 11 kwacha. So at first, the suppliers or the firms were receiving 12 kwacha, but after the tax, they're now receiving 11 kwacha. So now graph, you can post it like this. Okay, we're going to have a shift, right? We're going to have a shift over the supply curve. So I'm going to rearrange the graph accurately. Let me just solve first for the quantity now. I want to find the new equilibrium quantity. Okay, so to get the equilibrium quantity, all right, after the tax, we can either substitute PB equals 16 into its original function, all right, here, or we can also substitute this PS equals 11, right? The value of PS is 11, right? We can also substitute it into its original function here, okay? Not this function here, but this function here, right? So let's substitute it into this, our demand function, our earlier demand function. So we're going to say QD equals 50 minus PB was 16, so 50 minus 16 that gives us 34 units. 34 units. 34 units, yes. Also, if we want, we can also replace it into this function. We're still going to get 34 units. So you can say for your QS, you can say QS equals negative 10 plus 4P, all right? Remember this P was PS, right? So we're going to substitute that P with this P here. We're going to substitute it with 11. So plus 4, okay, times 11. So 4 times 11 is 44. 44 plus negative 10 plus 44, you get 34. Okay. So the quantity now has reduced from 38. It's now gone to 34 units. Okay. 34 units. So this is, let me make this curve accurate. Okay, so the tax is represented by the vertical distance between the first supply curve and the second supply curve, right? So remember the tax is 5 kwacha, so we can say 11 plus 5, so 16 is going to be here. We'll bring 16 down here. Bring 16 there, and then our supply curve will come like this. Oops, it has to intersect here. Right, this is the new supply curve. This is the new supply curve, S2, all right? So now, want to find out how much revenue has been earned by the government. Because remember, governments make us pay taxes because that's the way they earn revenue. Okay, that's the way they earn revenue. Okay, so the revenue is represented by this box here. Right, this box here, which I'm about to shade. I'll shade it in purple. Okay, this box here represents the tax revenue that the government has. All right, we know the height is 5. Okay, because that's what that's the tax. It's represented by the vertical distance. All right, I'll say it again: the vertical distance from the first supply curve to the second one. Right, and then our this distance from here to here is 34. Okay, so we're going to say the tax which has been earned by the government, the tax revenue earned by the government. Okay, we'll say TR equals P times Q. Okay, in this case, this P is just representing the price, and the price is representing the tax, right? And the tax is 5, right? That's tax is 5 kwacha. Okay, this Q is going to represent this 40, which we calculated here and here, right? So it's a 5 times 34. Okay, then we see. So 5 times 34 equals 170 kwaj. So that is the tax revenue that the government is receiving. All right. Another way you can calculate it, this, since this is a square here, you just get the area of this rectangle actually. Okay, it's going to be 5 times 34, and this you're going to get 170. So we've seen the effect of a tax on our graph, right? It makes the supply curve shift upwards to the left, right? It decreases the quantity, right? And it makes the equilibrium point move upwards here.